Let us know if you guys can hear and see us. I believe Amanda and I are live in the group, but I want to make sure. So if you can hear us and see us, type in hashtag live, give us a wave, give us a hello. Let us know if you're here. I think we are live on the group from my phone. But Miss Amanda, how are you feeling today? How are you doing? We
I'm
had a little bit of
good.
technical difficulty getting on here, but we made it.
We did.
So
That,
Amanda, let everyone
go
know
ahead.
where you're located. First off, where you're
I
located.
live in Spring, Texas, which is just outside of Houston. And then my salon is in Conroe, Texas, which is about 15-20 minutes from here, depending on traffic. But down here, we drive like NASCAR. So
Yeah.
it's generally about 15 minutes. So
Awesome.
not too far from Houston.
Awesome. Super cool. We're actually from the Dallas area, so we frequent Houston pretty often. So
Nice. Y'all have been shut down for a long time, a little bit longer than we have at least.
in Dallas, yeah. I mean, I think everyone's pretty much gotten the call or the heads up lately.
Mhm.
I'm not sure. How about you guys let us know in the comments? How's your area holding up? Where are you guys from? Who are you? What do you do? Let us know in the comments. I can start seeing some pouring in here. Janine's here. Jennifer's here. I have a lot of people hopping on. But awesome. So yeah, Amanda, we were just trying to chat a little bit about like the reaction to the whole situation. Y'all literally just got the call that officially we have to close the doors, right? So how did that
Oh,
all go? How are you holding up? How are you feeling with everything going on right now?
I've been watching the news a lot, and I watched our salons in Montgomery County, but all of my staff and we live in Harris County. So when they
Hmm.
made the call, I kind of sat there for a second and I'm like, oh, my heart just sank to the
Yeah.
ground. And then
Hmm.
it was like, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna come back. And it was just an immediate we're gonna come back stronger. We're gonna come back harder. We're
Hmm.
gonna make it work. But that kind of faded again when I had to make the announcement to all my clients when we were packing up everything, because
Hmm.
for insurance purposes, it was you have to pack up everything just in case
Hmm.
loitering starts. I had my mini meltdowns, but it
Yeah, I feel you.
it in all honesty, I think in my heart I knew it was going to happen. I wasn't ready for it,
Hmm.
but I'm thankful for this time to just kind of regroup,
Hmm.
get started again, find that what drove me in the very beginning
Hmm.
to kickstart it again. It's like, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
actually
yeah.
excited to kind of go back and implement the last 24 hours. So
That's
it's
good. Yeah. I mean, that's all you can do is like stay positive in the situation, find out how you
Mhm.
can, take an opportunity from it. And,
Mhm.
now we've got downtime and time to ourselves to work on the business, find improvements and get a
Right.
good action plan moving forward, right? Like so many people
Definitely.
right now, like honestly, you said you're listening to the news a lot. The worst thing we can be doing right now is just listening to feeding into the media and the news and
Mhm.
letting that, put our mind in the wrong place because we've got to look at the positive. We've got to look at what we can do to make this,
I
a good
think
situation. And
I think since I got the call, actually, since I watched that cast where we knew we had to shut down, there
mhm,
wasn't, after that, I haven't even looked at the news. All I know
mhm,
is we can open those doors again as of right now on April 7th. So I have now
awesome.
10 days, and it's like, okay, what are we going to do in those 10 days? What can we accomplish in 10 days to get ready to go again? Just hit the ground
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
running.
At least you guys have a firm date. So now you've
So,
got like, until then, we've got time to figure out our action plan. You're
mhm.
already doing things that seem to be successful, which we're going to talk about today. So
Ah,
let's go ahead and dive right in. So if
okay.
you guys are here, let us know. Give me and Amanda a big hello in the comments below. Type in hashtag live if you're on the live, type in hashtag replay if you're here on the replay. Let us know, like I said, who you are, what you do, what's going on in your area during this crazy time. And we'll be, I got my comments here. I'll be chatting with you guys while we rock and roll. But today we're going to talk about, Amanda, how you had brought in an extra $10,000 in booked appointments in a couple weeks before the shutdown,
Mhm.
and what your kind of plan is to bounce back when all this does come to pass. So some things that we're going to be talking about is some of the posts that you've been using on social media to get clients on the books. The advertisement that you've actually been using to generate, I believe you said like over 28 people reaching out to you that you
Yeah,
woke
that
up
was
to the
just
next
on a
morning.
model call. That
That's
to
crazy.
me, I was stunned. Like we started the program, and the moment I started that program, I just every morning on the way to work, I was listening to you, through the
Awesome.
Bluetooth. I,
Hmm.
every chance I got, I was listening, and it was like, okay, let's do it. Let's just go. And
Hmm.
I didn't know it. I really, honestly, did not know everything. I didn't. It was a learning curve for about 48 hours, but it was, let's just do it. Let's throw it out there and
Hmm.
see what happens. We'll make the tweaks as we go
Yeah,
along. And we
that's how
did.
you. That's how
We
you got to do
totally
it.
did. So it was like,
100%.
I'm one of those just fly by the seat of my pants. Like, yes, I want to
Yep.
know every detail, but at the same time, it was,
Yep.
let's see where this goes. And so
Absolutely.
I kind of took some of the things that you had put on the trainings, and I looked at what Bree had done, and
Hmm.
just kind of looked around and went, okay, I'm going to put my own twist on this, and let's just go. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
So
I think
it
that's the
turned
attitude you have to have. Like, you can't be a perfectionist if you want to get things done quickly, right? Like, you've
right,
just got to
right.
take imperfect action in the right direction. So I think, you were already, pretty successful before we met. Now the
Mhm.
sky's the limit. So I'm excited to talk about that. And also talk about how you are getting this bounce back plan together to make sure that we can weather through this storm and really truly come out on top and grow from this, right? But with
Definitely.
that being said, what I would like to start with is a little bit about your history, your background, kind of who you are, what you do. Tell us a little bit about Amanda. Like, who are you? What do you do? Where are you located? Give us the rundown.
So I'm Amanda Mathis. Y'all, I know y'all see me with blonde hair. I wear different extensions every day of the week. I've got to change it up because generally anytime my clients see me with a different hair color, they're like, ooh, I want to change it. So of course you do.
Mhm.
But today y'all see my normal. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of two beautiful girls who are driving me insane being at home right now. I've got three animals. I love being a hairstylist. I never in a million years thought I would actually own the salon that I have. That was never my goal in the beginning. So that kind of just happened about 3 years ago. Well, two and a half. 3 years ago, we decided we had to grow bigger. But to be honest, that wasn't my dream at
Mhm.
all. I'll just lay it out there. And
Really?
even now, I kind of go, what in the hell did I get myself into? But
Yeah.
um, for the most part, I've got a couple of girls that are commission stylists. They work with me. Um, they started working with me as shampoo techs while they were still in high school and cosmetology school in the Cosmo
Really?
program. And
Hmm.
I've just hand trained them and just poured everything into them. And they're wonderful girls. I am thankful for them every single day. My schedule, I have built up my schedule over the years, and I generally my schedule books out a year in advance. The biggest
Hmm.
thing with joining this program was, how do I get my girls busy? How
Hmm.
do I teach them what, because what I did in the beginning isn't going to work for them now. Times have changed, life
Right. Right.
changes. So
Hmm.
that was my biggest thing with the program. And to be honest with you, Jordan, I don't know if I talked to Katie, but I have
Hmm.
scrolled through y'all's post on Facebook over the years, like hundreds of times, just like, okay, and I never gave it a second thought.
Hmm.
Because I've joined other programs and it's like, okay, this is how you do your website. And I'm like, tell me how to make money.
Yeah, exactly. That's
But it
why we're in business in the first place, right?
exactly. But I scrolled through that one day and I have no idea why, but I clicked on it. And as I got to reading, I'm like, okay, I'll sign up and I'll listen. Let me just,
Hmm.
see. And it just happened to be at the time that I was driving to work. So I thought, okay, I'm
Hmm.
not wasting, I'm not taking time out of my day. And I just I loved that you were bold. This is what it is. This is how it is. You either do it or you don't. It's up to you. You either want it or you don't. And I loved that. It was black and white. There's no gray area. So
100%.
we
There
just,
can't be. It's yes or
no.
no. It's black or white. It's not like, we sit around not get anything done. Like, let's move forward. Let's grow. Let's
Right.
get things moving. Like, even with this whole, situation we're going through right now,
Mhm.
it's what are you going to do? Just sit and do nothing? Or are you going to try to, fight back? I mean,
Right.
what's
I
the
chose,
alternative?
I chose honestly to hit the ground running on the back end.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I can choose to crawl. I'm in my bed now, but that's not where I've been. I'm only here because my kids and everybody's out there, but and the TV's blaring. But I chose to go, you know what? I'm not going to take this laying down. Like, what can
Hmm.
I do to book the appointments out? And on our schedule now, we're still booking appointments from those model calls, from my
Hmm.
ads. I haven't shut them down. I've actually upped them, and I only upped
Wow.
it by $1 each. So
Hmm.
it wasn't that I went in and did a lot. It was, no, we're still going to book appointments. We're doing
Yeah.
this. So I made some changes through our retail. I brought home all of our retail. When you've got, I know, as even as a booth rental, when I was renting a suite, I always had generally around $5,000 to $10,000 worth of inventory on hand at all
Hmm.
times. Well, now we've got 30,000 just in retail. That's not back bar. So I have all of
Wow.
that product sitting in my
Hmm.
foyer and in my office right now. And it's like, you know what? We got to get rid of it, and I can
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
ship out. So we're uploading different parts in segments onto our website, and we're doing a 20 to 30% discount. I and free shipping. That's still money rolling in. No, it is
Yeah.
not the 100% profit we would have made, but
Hmm.
it's not going to be sitting in my foyer for too long. So
Yeah.
we're still selling that product. We're still booking appointments. It's
Hmm.
keep going. Don't just sit
Yeah.
there. I reorganized my entire daily planner. It's like, this is what we're going to do. Just because I'm not at work and behind the chair doesn't mean that I'm still not working. I was up at 4:30
Yeah.
this morning. So I'm like,
That's awesome. I
yeah,
mean,
let's do
that's what you
this.
got to do. You got to bounce
Mhm.
back, right? So I want to answer all these questions that I'm sure some people have. And before we do, I definitely want to read some comments just to see who's here. Again, if you're here on the live, type in hashtag live so we can see you and read your comment. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about what you guys can be doing right now to weather through this storm, what Amanda's been doing to kind of stay afloat during this, or even what she's been doing to really build a rock solid foundation in business beforehand, we're here to answer your questions. We're here to talk to you guys. We're not just here to have our own combo. We're here to help other people that you guys that are watching. So I see a lot of lives here. We got someone from Florida in the house. We got Canada here. What else we got? California, self-employed esthetician, ready to find ways to grow and thrive during this time. What else we
I
got going
see
on here?
Australia. That's awesome.
We got
Hi,
people all
guys.
across the world here right now. How you guys
That's
holding up? Let us
amazing.
know. So Tracy's here from New Hampshire. Miria is here from Texas. I don't know if I got that right. Let me know if I did. She said, congratulations to you hustling through this,
Oh,
Miss Amanda.
thank
Um,
you. It's
Lorraine is here. Diane is here.
we haven't been with y'all long. Maybe 30 days.
It's literally been like less than a month, I think.
I think it's
It's
been less
crazy.
than a month. So,
It's awesome.
guys, my biggest advice is don't try to be perfect with it. Don't try to get
Hmm.
through all of the modules and then start. Like, hit the ground running on module 1. It's
Hmm.
from that first video, if it's got a lot of fire in you, just go. You can figure out the details later. Just go.
100%. And I definitely want to, share some strategy with everyone here today and like what's
Mhm.
worked, what hasn't worked, and what you're doing
Okay.
now. Um, let's see. Diana's here from Washington. Lizabella here says, this is what I was expecting. She's here. Katie says, Amanda's a firecracker. She loves it. A lot of lives here. Let us know. While me and Amanda are talking, I'm going to be sure to answer all of your guys' questions today, me and Amanda here. So any questions, comments, concerns you guys have about growing right now, what's going on with the current situation in the world, what you can be doing to make profit and make money, drop any questions you want below. And of course, let us know who you are, what you do. But Amanda, so tell us, like, in the first place, like, obviously we've been working together for about a month now, but beforehand, you currently have how many people on your team and staff right now?
Besides myself, we have four. We have
Four. Okay.
there's only four of us, and actually only two other ones beside myself are hairstylists. So there's only three of us. I have a 10-seater salon, but there's only three of us. I'm really picky about who I hire, and they have to go through my training process. Nobody goes on the floor unless they go through my training process. So
Really?
yeah, there's only three of us stylists, but we're busting it out these days. We've hit some serious numbers. Just the girls alone have quadrupled their numbers, which is
awesome.
Absolutely amazing.
In just a month?
In just a month.
That's crazy.
First week was kind of like normally, and I mean, I'll put it out there. Generally, both of them, they may hit 500 in services a week in a 5-day period. I only require my girls to work 5 days, 2 Saturdays a month, and 2 Mondays a month, no Sundays. So they were hitting about 500 before, and now they're topping 1,500, $2,000, 2,500, and
That's
these
awesome.
are on promo deals. So even at 50% off on a color and cut, they're still hitting those kind of numbers, and they're just excited. They come into work early. It is now mandatory in my
That's
salon.
awesome.
You are to get there 30 minutes before, and you're to do the university and implement it. You have to, like, I have to see that they're implementing it, or I'll send you home. Like, I'm not even playing.
Wow.
Either do the program or go home. So it's now become mandatory. And even now when we're off,
awesome.
they've got to do the program. So but they're hitting numbers they've never hit before, and which is amazing. I haven't even taken on any new clients. I've kept my normal. This is all for my girls. So they're having a good time with it. And
That's
just
super cool.
the biggest thing I will say, and I've always done it, for those of y'all doing the model calls and you're doing the ads, make it personal. Like in my salon, every new client that has ever walked through my doors, when they leave, a handwritten thank you card is sent to them with either a complimentary deep conditioner on their next service or $20 off their next service. We always send a handwritten thank you card. And I would say 9 out of 10 of those clients that didn't pre-book when they were standing there will call us and go, I just got y'all's note. Thank y'all so much. Let me book my next appointment. Of course you can. So it's yes, you're getting new clients in the door at a discount, but at the end of the day, y'all have to remember, when you get them back in that second time, that's where they become lifelong clients. So it's not just that one and gone, like a Groupon would be, the Groupon hoppers, or those kind of things. It's put some time into it. Make a lot of it. It's not even about the hair or whatever it is you do, nails or an esthetician or any of that, has nothing to do with your profession. Those people come because they enjoyed being with you. You made them feel special. So we have a whole client consultation and a guest accommodation layout, and it's followed. So
I love that. That's
our
awesome.
retention rate is about 98.2%. I pulled the numbers a minute ago. So
I'm sure, like, since you guys have been, and this is a part of why a lot of people are freaking out right now, is that they didn't have a plan before this all happened, and they were maybe hanging by a shoestring, and now it's all seems to be falling apart. But it sounds like you've got an amazing head on your shoulders throughout all this, because up until prior that this craziness happened, like, you were able to get systems and strategies and proven processes working for you and your team, so that
Right.
now we can still be doing that and still be booking appointments in advance when the doors are open. And it
Mhm.
allows us to still have things to do during this time. Does that make sense? And
It
that's what
does.
it sounds like, at least from where you're currently at. So like,
I mean, honestly, we had systems in place. This
mhm,
never crossed my mind that I would never not be able to work.
mhm.
My husband's always made the comment, babe, if you can't work, like, we're like, you have to work.
What's gonna
So
happen?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, like it was a major thing, but and don't get me wrong, it's scary, and none of us, you can't plan for something like this. I don't,
Yeah.
mentally you think, oh, I got this, but in
Mhm.
reality, at this point, everybody's winging it, but
Yeah.
you you just gotta keep going, like come up with
Yeah.
something new. But this right here, not being able to work, having to close your doors, this is the time to put a plan in place should this ever happen again.
Mhm.
Do you have a handbook? Does it need to be a little bitty things um that you can put into place or come up with? There's always a way to make money,
Yeah. Always.
regardless if you're sitting at home or not sitting at home. There is always a way. And I know, like, even us, we've got kids, and I know, like, for us, the salon, I tell everybody that's two households just sitting up there, not
Yeah.
counting the
Yeah.
household I have sitting at home. So we've got three households now that we're having to take care of, and it is a little scary. I'm totally scared right now, but it's not going to make it any better if I just stay
Yep.
in bed all day.
Yeah.
I have to keep going, because the moment we get that word, it's excuse my language, it's balls to the walls. Like, let's
I was
do this.
about to say the same
You know,
thing. You took the words out of
well,
my
I was like,
mouth.
I didn't know, like, I cuss like a sailor anyway, but I was like, oh, let's keep it clean. So,
No, it's all good. Here, let's what I'd like to do, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a hashtag for everyone right now. If you
okay.
guys are looking for some additional help throughout this whole process, and we're about to talk some strategy right now on what we're doing and what we've been doing prior to this, what we're doing now. But if you guys want access to the replay of this, any resources, we're gonna be probably creating maybe a follow-up cheat sheet on this interview and things that we've been going through. If you want access to that or anything that we're doing to weather through this time, or you're just looking to get some more resources to kind of freshen your brain during this time, type in hashtag thrive below while me and Amanda go through this. But let's like start sharing a little bit, because I'm sure everyone's wondering, what are some of the like social media posts, strategies that you've been using both before this and also like now? Like, what's your plan right now as far as your social media?
So I had later.com where you can pre-schedule out.
Hmm.
So I'm not a social media guru. I'm not I even bought the book Instagram for Dummies, and I still haven't figured it out. So, but at this point, I went, and even this morning I went back through and listened to your 21 days of post and your 2
Hmm.
months worth of post, and was sitting and making a list, like, okay, come up with
There you
something
go.
with this topic, come up with something for this topic, and scheduling it out. So I'm not a social media guru at all. I'm barely
Yep.
working Facebook at this point, much less Instagram, but I'm learning to create posts that's not just about hair, not just about my field, but more so people want to interact with people. And I don't think I realized that a month and a half ago, where
Yep.
I did not want anyone on my personal account. I did not want to intermix business with my personal life. That was an absolute no no. And
Hmm.
now it's okay. Oh, wait a second. Maybe Jordan's got something. Maybe I should just try it. Like, there
Hmm.
was a complete, like, I listened to the video about it and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not opening it up. Like, there was about an hour long of, I'm not doing what he said. Like, that's just not going to happen. And then it was, okay, well, what I'm doing now isn't working. So
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe I should kind of flip it. And y'all don't get me. I am one of those. I am bullheaded. You cannot tell me what to do. It's my way or no way.
Yeah.
But and I will try to talk myself into whatever it is I first thought. And then
Hmm.
it ends up being flipped around because I'm like, well, let me give it 30 days. Let me try it his
Yeah.
way. And if it doesn't work, then we'll go back to doing what I always did. But surprisingly, thank you, Jordan. It worked and it's
Hmm.
continued to work. I still struggle with talking to people I don't know. If they're
Hmm.
sitting in my chair, I totally got this. But
Hmm.
it's marketing myself outside of that salon that I still struggle with. That is,
Hmm.
I am 30 something years old and it's a complete and utter anxiety. Like I'm just getting red thinking about having to talk to people.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest things to overcome, but it's also like we have to
Mhm.
all kind of realize in our minds that in order for us to grow, in order for us to make more
Mhm.
money, that's going to come from new people we don't know yet. Like that's where our
Right.
money comes from. Like we have to find out how to talk to strangers, how to get ourselves
Mhm.
out there, how to be comfortable with it, or we'll kind of, we could suck as much juice as we can out of our current clients, but that's about
Mhm.
it. Like we've got to
Right.
expand, we've got to grow, we've got to get known in our community to be
Mhm.
able to consistently expand, right? So
Mhm.
tell me this: what made you want to like get started? What you said? There's a process beforehand that you were like not wanting to take the leap of faith, not like try the things. You're kind of telling yourself, no, 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 I don't want to do that. But what made you actually start taking action and doing things that worked?
I think my husband for 10 years has always said, babe, you have to know your numbers. What are your numbers? What are your numbers? What are your numbers? And because I had always been a one man show up until 4 years ago, it was like, I know what my numbers are. I'm pulling in an income.
Yeah.
It wasn't a priority to me, I guess you could say. And
Hmm.
now that we have the bigger salon and we have employees and he kept asking me, babe, what are your numbers? Or is this
Hmm.
beneficial? And I'm thinking, damn it, leave me alone. Like, you do your job, let me do mine. Like, leave me alone. But I think when I finally sat down and looked at the numbers, looked at what was coming in, what was being spent, and realized, yes, I'm bringing in 25K a month by myself, but I'm not bringing in anything from the girls that are working for me. I'm actually in the hole. So it was like, what
Yeah.
in the world is the point of having stylists? What was and it was a hard lesson to go, yeah, I'm
Hmm.
bringing in 25K, but 35 is going out the
Yeah.
window.
Hmm.
So it was I think a huge reality check for me
Yeah.
to actually know my numbers.
Yeah.
And it scared me, to be honest
Hmm.
with you, because building the salon it has always been meant to leave as a legacy to our two daughters so that they
Hmm.
have a residual income. And for since we built that sucker, I love my salon, I do, but some days I'm like,
Yeah. No, I
um
feel you.
it's I think it got down to that point where it was, I'm working 6 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day, and I can't even bring home a paycheck. So
Hmm.
when you go for, I'm going to cry. Hold on. When you go for so long without being able to bring home a paycheck because every bit that you make goes into payroll or goes into paying those bills,
Yeah.
at some point something's got to give because it's not working. And
Yeah.
it was, I either close the salon down and go back to a suite rental, which I would never forgive myself. I would always feel like a failure. It was either do that or figure out a way to make it work, whatever that
Hmm.
meant. Bite the bullet, get uncomfortable being really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was you I had to make the decision. It was either close it down or find another way. And
Yeah.
that's what we did. I'm like, I'm not closing my salon. It was kind
Yeah.
of one of
Yeah.
those tantrums in the middle of the salon.
Hmm.
Yeah. it was one of those, like, I am not doing this color correction, and then you do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was one of those moments.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I appreciate you being so vulnerable, and I'm sure everyone else does
mm.
too. Give Amanda some hearts, some love in the comments below.
Oh, y'all are so
Um,
sweet.
I will say, you know, that you kind of have to make a big change.
Mm.
Like those things kind of have to happen, you know. You kind of have to
Yeah.
be put in
Mhm.
a you know, a black or white situation where,
Mhm.
you know, you have to really realize like what's the alternative if I don't do
Mhm.
something aggressive, if I don't make a massive change, if I don't do the uncomfortable things and move forward, right? And so like it sounds like that's kind of the process that went through your head when you realize I've got to try something new. I've got to get to work. I've got to figure out how to get myself, you know, actually producing profits from all this work
Right.
I'm putting in. Because it sounds like you're a workhorse, right? And
I
so
am
like,
totally a work. Like, even
yeah,
these last 2 days sitting at home, I'm working on the computer, but in reality,
hmm
I so miss being behind that chair. Like,
yeah,
I do. I miss the talks and the communicate. Like, I just miss being around people.
hmm
But
yeah,
I will say it was one of those, it to really dig deep into this program. It was at that moment where it was, this is it. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. And you can't half-ass it, because when
hmm
it's not going to work. So
yeah,
it's, it was a harsh reality not too long ago to see the numbers and know we're not going to make it through this year if I don't
hmm
make a change. Like, I'm stubborn and pig-headed and bullheaded. I don't like being told what to do, but and it took me having to look at the numbers, me to
yeah,
make that decision. Because
hmm
my husband's always been my biggest cheerleader. He's like, whatever you want to do. But I knew I hadn't brought home a paycheck in a really long time, and that puts a
yeah,
lot of stress on my husband. And it just there had to be a change,
yeah.
whether.
You got to know the numbers.
Mhm.
Like if you're not clear on the numbers, you're not being honest with the
Mhm.
situation, and all and all like we're in business to make money, and you know the numbers don't lie when you look at them correctly, right?
No,
And like
like,
you
you
can be
can look
working
at it
your
like
ass off.
me. I'm like, well, I'm pulling in 25-30K a month. Like, I did,
hmm
like, I know what I see what my transactions are,
Yeah, doing
but
great.
it's like, yeah, those are great. But at the end of the
Yeah,
day, you go, oh, wait, let's take away insurance. Let's take away
yeah,
supplies. Let's take away
hmm
payroll and taxes. Dear God, taxes.
yeah,
So when you take away all of that and you're in the hole every month, you're not actually making money, and
yeah,
it sucks. Guys, figure
yeah,
out your numbers. Once you see those numbers, if you're doing great, great. But if you're like me and you see that top number at 30K and you're thinking, yeah, I'm doing great.
yeah.
But then
Katie and
you,
I did that
oh,
like not too long ago, like probably 4 or 6 months ago, and we're like, holy crap, like not doing as good as we
it's
thought, right?
sickening. It's
Yeah,
it oh, it's like you just got punched in the gut. It is
yeah,
the most sickening feeling. And then when, like,
hmm
for me, both my daughters, want to go to A&M. Well,
hmm
so I do a Google search. How much is it going to
yeah,
cost, to send them to college?
hmm
That's a whole, like, holy crap
yeah,
moment where
hmm
you're like, okay, if I can't
yeah,
afford to bring home a paycheck now, how am I going to afford to help my kids get to college? Like, I think
right,
you
right,
have to get to that point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
of
It's
course,
like, I don't want to be behind that chair 6 days a week. I would love to be behind it 4 days a week,
yeah,
but I've got to bite the bullet right now so that later I can do that.
absolutely. And I always say this too, like that some of the biggest expenses we have in our life are one, taxes and payroll expenses, right?
Yeah.
When we get
Yeah.
into business, right? But the second like biggest expense we have is like not knowing how to know the numbers, how to make the money, how to move forward from the situation. That's the biggest expense we have is not knowing how to fix the situation and grow from it, right?
Right.
And so I tell us a little bit about like when you like came across us, like what made you want to trust us? Like what actually why us?
So I'll be honest with you. I had just finished the 10 times rule book, and
Okay, natural.
I was in the middle of Profit First.
Hmm.
And I happened to scroll through when I was scrolling through Facebook, and you had mentioned the 10 times rule or live, how to do something with your, I don't even remember how. I'll have to find the post, but I don't remember how it was worded, but it had mentioned get butts in seats, it is your salon not where you want it to be, but it had mentioned those two books, like it
Hmm.
had either said the 10 times rule or it had said something. I thought, what, let me look at this. Not many hairstylists read business books like I
Hmm.
do, or
Hmm.
leadership books. So I was like, let me look at this, and then it was just sign up for the free thing. And it
Yeah.
wasn't, to be honest with you, I thought, this is, and nothing against you now, Jordan. I love you and Katie, but it was, I honestly thought this is just going to be some other crap they
Yep.
want you to pay for and not tell you the bottom
Right.
line, like how to actually do it. It's most programs, and I've spent thousands of dollars over the years, they beat around the bush.
Hmm.
It's, oh, but if you do this and make sure this, and it's like,
Right.
wait
Right.
a second, tell me, like, get to the damn
Don't waste my
point.
time, right?
Exactly. Like, even I don't even watch YouTube because
Hmm.
the damn video, it's like I don't need to know your history for the last 30 minutes. Just
Right.
get to the damn point on how do I fix this door handle over here. So
Right.
it,
Right.
I wanted, like, let's do this. Let's get it done. And I liked that it was a short clip video, but it intrigued me enough to go, let me see. And I liked that
Mhm.
I could sign up for the program and try it out. And then if I didn't like it, I could cancel at any time. It was like, yeah, okay, let's try it out. I even wrote on my calendar, I think it's 30 days. I don't even remember now, but I remember writing on my calendar, make sure and cancel RBB if I'm still not using it. It was on my big desk calendar at work.
You
And
wrote
so
it down.
once I totally wrote
That's
it down
funny.
because I didn't want to get charged. And so, but once I got through the first module, I went in with a black Sharpie and, like, uncolored it because I'm like, yeah, I'm totally doing the rest of this program.
Really.
But it's, and then you had posted something else about elite, and I'm like, wait a
Mhm.
second, I'm an elite stylist. Like, I totally need to be on this.
I'm the
And so,
best.
but I thought, wait. And so as I got to look it into it, you had posted something on your, I think on your main page,
Mhm.
and said, show of hands if you want to know something. And I was like, oh, me. And
Mhm.
I cannot remember her name. Sweet lady out of Florida reached out to me and
Yeah.
made set up a conference call,
Mhm.
and she just kind of showed me some stuff, and it was like, oh, it was light bulb moments.
Mhm.
I honestly remembered when I first started doing hair, it was the excitement that came back.
Mhm.
It was,
That's awesome.
okay, I can do this. Like, let's do this. Tell me what to do. Like, where, I don't care, just take my money. so, so, but I will tell you, I have never I have never spent money on a program like this that I actually enjoyed, that I'm actually made my money back in in less than 7 days. So, hey, I'm not going anywhere, Jordan. Y'all are stuck with me,
Well,
and I'm
I'm
a
glad to be
handful.
stuck with you. It's been like amazing to see like how much you've been hustling and grinding. We haven't even had like hardly a conversation together before this because you've been
Mm-mm.
working your ass off, and like it's so awesome to see that, with the right structure to cling to, someone with your type of, motivation and drive is able to get such amazing results. So tell
Thank
me like
you. I'm
tell me
just
like
doing what you said to do. And
well, like
Bree, I have watched the interview you did with Bree several
mhm.
times. I'm like, wait, maybe
Awesome.
I missed
Yeah.
something. Let me go back and rewatch
Yeah.
it. And I've learned something new every time, but it's learning from each other, because what
Yeah,
works for me may
exactly.
not work for someone else, or so I'm an open book. Y'all can ask me anything. I'll tell you what's worked and what hasn't worked for me, but it
Yeah.
may have worked for Bree or may work for the next person,
Right.
but it's just go is all I can say,
Right.
is just go. Like, don't try to over analyze it. Just go.
That's all you can do. And like at the end of the
Mhm.
day too, you know, everything that we do is all based around community too. So like
Mhm.
doing these interviews, getting people connected together, like that's what it's all about. You know, Katie and I can only be so smart, right? And like at some point you're gonna have to get creative and, you know, implement your own strategies from the frameworks we share. And you've been able to do that. And not only that, you've been able to share that with other people. You've been able to get ideas from people
Mhm.
like Bree. Like it's amazing when people like come together, especially like we are right now with this whole crisis situation. We're all
Oh
working
God,
through it.
yeah.
We're all finding new ideas together, and like
This has
that's
been
all you
the
can do.
best group. Like everybody's so positive, cheering
Hmm.
everybody on compared to some of the other stylist groups that I'm on where people are just tearing each other down.
Ripping
I
each other to
like cuz
shreds.
right, we had stayed open till we needed to close. I mean, I got emails and messages from people other stylists I didn't know like
Hmm.
how dare you stay open? This is your fault. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, what the hell crawled up your ass and died? Like, mind your business. But with y'all, with this whole community, it's everybody's just so supportive. How can we help? What can we do? So when we do get a new person and it's like, hey, are you ready? Let's do this. Like, there's no
Hmm.
time to to be
Right,
sitting.
let's
So let's
go,
go.
right? Well, let's talk a little bit about that now. Like what ultimately were the things that you were able to do to get quick results? And also like how did those things save you some time and effort? What did you start by doing?
So I went through all of module one, and then I heard Katie say on one of the videos like some people haven't even gotten through module two because their model calls have worked so well for them. So I thought,
Hmm.
what the hell is a model call? Now I got to figure this out. And
Hmm.
so I listened to what the model call was and I saw some of the different things that y'all did. And I honestly, I went through when you're doing those videos, I will stop it and pause it and screenshot it so that I
Hmm.
can go back because you talk really fast and things are going fast. And I'm just like, oh crap, wait, pause. Let me go
Hold
back.
on, Jordan. I
Yeah,
gotta
like
keep the energy up. Gotta keep people listening and excited. Y'all beauty pros get
so
too bored too fast. Gotta be in the
there's a lot of times I have to go back and so I can screenshot. But so I figured out what the model call was, but being as bullheaded and stubborn as I am, I'm like, okay, well, Jordan and Bree did it that way, so I got to put my own twist on this.
Hmm.
And so I created my own, used the same exact wording, just did it a little different, had a different picture, just
Hmm.
did the wording a little bit different. Just for my personality or my salon's personality, I did not want it to sound commercialized.
Hmm.
Because we're just a small, I say Southern, I want to steal Magnolia's hair salon like Truvies. So I wanted just something small. But I also, before I launched that, I did sit down with my girls and I did explain to them, guys, y'all have to know to say no. Meaning
Hmm.
this model call, yes, they're getting a discount, but when they come in with black box color and they want to be platinum in one sitting, your answer is no. Like
Yeah.
point blank no. Do not feel that just because yes we got a new client in doesn't mean that you have to. It's
Hmm.
be honest, go through the client consult forms. I have a whole form that they have to go through with each and every client every time they walk through the door. We So I did sit down and chat with them before I launched that. Are they
Hmm.
ready to do that? Are they ready to make the commitment? Are they ready to do more than one client a day? So we
Yeah.
adjusted their times. Whereas I'm knocking out 12 to 18 clients a day, they were generally doing one, maybe two.
Hmm.
So I wanted to make sure my staff was ready for that. And then I launched it. And I didn't even promote it or post an ad. I just kind of put it out there to see how it was going to do. And I waited
Yeah.
about 24 hours. And then when I started seeing the likes and then the private messages, I thought, here we go. So I went
Hmm.
in and I boosted the post. I didn't even pay for ads. I just boosted the post and it started blowing up within probably
Really.
48 hours. It was just constant dings. And then I came across your
Wow.
video that was talking about reaching out to those who have liked it but haven't commented. So
Hmm.
we started reaching out to those people too. And it was so weird, so odd. Just so
Yeah.
you know, like that's way putting yourself out there.
Hmm.
But just off reaching out to those likes, I would say more than half of them ended up booking an appointment. So,
Good.
and we don't charge for consultations, but we learned very quick in the beginning when client consults would no show on us, and I have a no
Hmm.
show policy. But when they no showed on us, we thought, okay, something's got to give. So
Hmm.
we learned real quick. We booked the client consult and then we booked the color service after. So
Gotcha.
in our system automatically does a 50% no show fee on what is booked.
Got it.
So if they're booking a balayage and a haircut and all this stuff, well, 50% of that is, let's just odd number here, let's just say $150. You got to book with a credit card. My system
Yeah.
required that.
Yep.
So we learned real quick, don't just book for that client consult. We word it in a
Mhm.
way that, let's go ahead and book you for that client consult. We're going to get you in, that's complimentary, but just in case you decide to do your color service, let's go ahead and put that color in so that it blocks off the time to do it so you don't have to wait another day.
Yeah.
So it just immediate. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, well, we do
Awesome.
require a credit card, go through that, but we learned that
Yeah.
quickly.
Just make it
That
your
that was a
process.
matter of like
Yeah.
48 hours. We
Yeah.
figured that out.
That's
Mhm.
good. Well, tell me this, like in, let's just say it's in about the last month, how many new clients do you think you've attracted, and how much money do you think you've generated just from new strategies we worked on together?
Um, so we have the revamp system. We just started
Hmm.
that a week ago, just on the revamp system on the high level.
Hmm.
We've generated, I believe last I looked was a little over 12,000. And now,
12,000.
mind you, those most of the leads and the calls, we have it just set at $100. So when I look at that 12,000 to me, I times it by 3
Hmm.
because those are still leads. Those aren't appointments that even come
Right.
in. So, it's just set at $100. But once they
Hmm.
come in, then we tally it up and we put the amount on there. But between model calls and now the high level and the ads, we have a total, when I added up a little while ago, it was a total of a little over 36,000 on the
Wow,
books,
that's
or
crazy.
it was either on the books or have cashed out already for the month of March and April. So when that's
$36,000. That's nuts.
36,000,
What were you
and it's
guys
a
doing
lot of
before then?
that we were doing about 30 maybe a month, and that's by
Hmm.
myself. So
Okay.
that's totally, but so I'm not even counting my clientele.
This is
I'm
all
only
new.
counting what's new here.
That's crazy.
Only
So
what's
like,
new.
that's
Hmm.
wild. And I know you said too, you guys have been hitting like $7,000 or more weeks
Hmm.
in the past
And
couple weeks too.
that's just the girls. So I'm used to
Wow.
hitting anywhere between 5 and 7 with my clientele, but my girls are now hitting 5 to 7. There were those 2 weeks before all of this nonsense,
That's
those two
crazy.
weeks that they hit 7 grand together. And I just sat at my desk and cried. And I thought, okay, we got this. We totally
Yeah.
got this. And then all of this, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah.
But
But you
it's all
guys
right. We're
like,
going to come back
yeah,
stronger.
you're still booking appointments right
Oh
now
gosh,
too,
yeah, I haven't turned
using the same
anything off.
strategies. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Same
that's interesting
strategy.
to me too, that you're still running things. And I want to talk about that here in a
Mhm.
second. But to kind of recap, like just in a single month, you were able to kind
Mhm.
of just hit the ground running. You got all of
Mhm.
your team on the same page. Y'all were working on things together. You pretty much
Right.
doubled what you were currently doing the month before with new clients
Mhm.
on the books with, $36,000 in
Yeah.
a month of new business. That's insane. That's not
Mhm.
counting if they come back, retain, stick around for a
No.
lifetime
Mhm.
or anything like that.
And I
Um,
haven't put any retail on there.
That's
In the high
insane.
level, I haven't
Hmm.
put any of that on there. We've had a few no-shows. We've, had a few cancellations, things like that. But I
That
don't
happens.
honestly, it happens. It is what it is. It's gonna keep happening. That's just
Yeah.
life. I
Hmm.
don't think people really understand or respect, our type of service industry between hair or nails or skin. It's like, they get a paycheck. They don't
Hmm.
realize if somebody's not in our chair, we're not getting paid.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, it's gonna happen. Oh man, it used to just break my heart. And now I'm like, next. I didn't want them anyway.
Right.
So, but just like I said, everybody is only set at $100 on that high level. And
Hmm.
so once we get that service in, then we'll go back and change it on the low end. We don't even put what
Yep.
it actually is,
Nice.
or count retail or additional services. That's just I'm only putting in the color service and the cut. I'm not putting in any additional at this point.
That's
So,
awesome. And how
yeah.
fast did you start like getting new clients, getting new traction from like the moment we started?
Let's see, with high level or with the model
Let's just
call.
say like when you first got into the elite program, we started to actually get our hands on everything and work together. Like how long did it take to see results start happening?
I started seeing results. So the moment I signed up with the elite and the high level, um, I immediately went in and said, okay, yeah, y'all were creating my ad for me, but I immediately went in and kind of did a rough draft ad because I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, I know they're busy and they're gonna do it for me, but I gotta do something now.
Yeah.
So I kind of did a rough draft and posted it.
Hmm.
um, I think it was the same day I signed up. And I already
Same
had
day.
yeah, I already had ClickFunnels. And so I'm like, okay, let me just kind of piece together this and just
Hmm.
see what happens. And so
Hmm.
I posted it. I didn't even post an ad. I just posted it and
Yeah.
it took off. So within, I would say that next morning I woke up, we had several comments. I want more info. What do I do? I want more info.
Hmm.
Can't remember the exact numbers, but from the moment I committed to elite, which wasn't long after the university, from that moment, it was go. It
Hmm.
there wasn't a lapse time, and I think it, we I've learned when to post things on like
Hmm.
Facebook or Instagram. There's all kinds of charts out there of what times you should post on everything. But what I have found is I know, especially me,
Hmm.
I'm laying in bed playing on Facebook before I go
Hmm.
to bed. I'm scrolling through what did everybody do today? So I'm learning to post. I post at night, generally around 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. is when I
Hmm.
want my stuff to post. Now I may throw one out there at noon, and I have figured this out over the last couple of months. More posts get hits for us and get more people commenting in the afternoon. So you have to know your clientele.
Hmm.
Most I would say more than half of our clientele are business women or moms, or they're not stay-at-home wives that play on
Yeah.
the we have a few of those, but I learned to post when they finally have their downtime because that's when they see our stuff.
Hmm.
So when I threw that out there, it was the same day. Actually, I signed up for elite and high level, which wasn't long after the university because I'm like, I just signed up for university. Like, what's I remember asking, okay, so am I going to get charged twice? And she
Hmm.
was like, oh no, it's credited. And she was explaining
Hmm.
it all to me. I'm like, okay, I just wanted to make sure, but if you are, it's fine. So I was
That's
like, I
awesome.
have to have this. But so it was that night I kind of put that rough draft together and just launched it. And it was the
Awesome.
next morning we walked into the salon and I'm like, okay, guys, let's do this. And I looked at
Hmm.
one of our girls, and we have a Salon cell phone. I looked at her and I'm like, this sucker's blowing up. It's all yours. Figure it out. And she looked at me
Hmm.
and she's like, wait, what? So we just kind of
That's
went with it. It
awesome.
was just hit the ground running. We had no idea
That's
what we were
amazing.
doing, how we were supposed to respond. And I said, you know what? Jordan posted something or put a script page on there. Print the script page
Hmm.
out. We'll just wing it. And so,
Just do something, right?
exactly. And so
That's
she printed
awesome.
it out. And I'm like, well, laminate it because it's going to get dirty
Hmm.
without touching it. So, yeah,
Awesome.
we just ran with it. It wasn't,
That's great.
it's like, I
Yeah.
don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something.
Yeah. Well, that's the attitude to have. And like, what I want to kind of address is, obviously in the past month, you've been able to grow faster than ever. You've
Hmm.
been able to add, like you said, $36,000 worth of business. You've been able to get systems and strategies and teamwork developed in
Hmm.
your business.
Right.
I'm sure as hell that gives you a little bit more confidence going into a situation like we're in right now, where,
Hmm.
the rug gets swept from underneath us. But let's
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead and talk about like what you're going to be doing and what you are doing right now to stay busy, to keep appointments being booked, and to keep finding ways to make profits and generate money right now. What's been your
So,
strategy with yourself and your team?
so right now, what we're doing, of course, we have gift cards. I
Mm-hmm.
think all of us out here have gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
I did throw out there, for every $100 you purchase, you're going to get an additional $25 on that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for every 300 that's purchased, you'll get the 75, but you're also going to get a 10-minute scalp massage, deep conditioning treatment. Things I had to come up with things that did not cost me a dime,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that deep conditioning treatment was one pump that doesn't cost me anything.
Yep.
Lather up that conditioner, put a hot towel on it, and leave it for 10 minutes. That 10-minute scalp massage that means so much to those clients, it doesn't cost us anything, but it's giving them something to rebook their appointment or to
Mm-hmm.
purchase that gift certificate. And I've had lots of clients reach out and go, tell me how I can help. And
Mm-hmm.
so, which means the world to me. Several have bought gift certificates. Now we've got our retail that we had at the salon. We also have makeup junkie bags, like a little boutique kind of thing, not just shampoo and conditioner. We've got Circle E
Mm-hmm.
candles. I mean, there's little things we're uploading and at a discount. And so
Awesome.
I've got all of that rolling. The other thing was I unlocked it on my online booking system where they can pre-purchase services. So
Okay.
I've had a lot go in and pre-purchase a service, or like
Mm-hmm.
we do keratin smoothing treatment through Keratin Complex
Mm-hmm.
and Carrot Therapy. I have massive bottles. So it's like, okay, you know what? Pre-purchase a keratin treatment at a 50% discount, which sounds really high, I know, but in reality, I'm still going to make a profit off of that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
knowing your numbers. It goes back to that knowing your numbers. Those
Mm-hmm.
most of my clients get a keratin treatment every time they get their color done. So that's all of my clients have a keratin treatment attached. So when I
Mm-hmm.
threw that out there, it was my phone is just pinging. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
wanted that huge
Yeah.
discount. And I didn't put a expiration date on it. I did
Yeah.
not
You just put it out
and
there.
I put it out there. I'm like, this doesn't ever expire. If you
Yeah.
don't want to use it in April or May and you want to wait and use it later, great. The I wanted to prevent everyone purchasing gift cards and pre-services now instead and trying to use it all in April when we go
Yeah.
back in and not yeah, I got the money right now, but I don't have anything coming in April. So
Yeah.
I had to figure out a way to
Yeah.
go, okay, I need to bring in money now, but I also need to bring in money when we get back in. So
Absolutely.
it's that was like a holy crap, what do I do kind of moment. I did
Yeah.
not do service discounts. So if they
Okay.
pre-purchased a service, what we did was throw in that 10-minute scalp massage and a deep conditioning treatment. I did not do a discount on services. Now, if they
Gotcha.
did,
Just adding value rather than
right,
just hashing
it was
prices.
all adding value, all adding
Awesome.
value. Mhm.
That's the best thing you can always do whenever you're building an offer, whenever you're running an advertisement, running a campaign, pre-selling
Mhm.
services right now. Find ways you can provide more value to the clients. Give
Mhm.
them a solution. Give them, a problem-solving thing that you can do for them, and they'll be willing to pay for it. Even during this crazy time. So
Oh, yeah.
we're coming up on time here pretty soon. So again, if you guys want access to all the stuff we're doing during this next couple weeks, and also a recap we're going to do on this interview, and maybe if you want to book a one-on-one call with us during this week, we're doing those for free. Type in hashtag Thrive. We've got a ton of resources for you guys to be working on throughout this downtime we have. But also, I'm going to go ahead and open the floor to questions for everyone. Let's hit some Q&A with Miss Amanda here. Any questions you guys have around, like I said, profiting during this time, help you need, what you feel like you could be doing with your team, your staff, your business, let us know. I'm going to go ahead and read some stuff here. Joy says, I did my numbers the other day. It felt sick to my stomach. I didn't think it was that bad. I want to close now and just go rent a room in a salon. What would you say as words to encouragement for Joy?
You know what, Joy? I've been there. And I was there maybe 3 hours ago. So only because
Mm-hmm.
of all of this. But
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, that sickening feeling that you got, I've been there. I trust me, I've been there. And it sucks, and I'm gonna cry because I've truly been there. But you can either choose to say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
gonna close down. I'm gonna go back to being a booth rental, or I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna figure out how to make it work. But
Yeah.
ultimately, you have to make that decision from your heart. What is best for you and your family? What
Yeah.
is have you, if you haven't lost your passion and you want to keep going, you can find a way. Reach out to me, like PM me if you need to. Like, I'll totally help you
Yeah.
on the booth rental
Guys.
side, because
Yeah.
we have been there. We have talked about closing and just going back to booth rental just for stress purposes, but it's that kick in the stomach. We've all been there, but
Yeah.
girl,
That's almost,
if I can
it's a
do it,
good thing.
you can totally do this. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that sickening feeling is what's going to
That's your
drive
sign. That's
you.
your sign that, holy shit, now I just need to push a little bit harder. Because the thing
Right.
is, guys, like the difference between failure and success is literally one or two extra steps. Like
Mhm.
that's literally all it takes. Like you can have one day where you're literally plummeting in the shitter, and then you push yourself to do the work in the next couple of days. Holy crap, I'm back to where I need to be. Right. And that's like ultimately
It's
what we
so
become.
true.
It's crazy how fast it can turn around. So
Mhm.
it will stay that way if you do nothing, but it won't if you keep pushing, keep moving forward. Lean into other people, like Amanda just said, reach out to her, reach out to other people in the group. Like you've got a support group here. So with that being said, I'm gonna read a couple more comments here. Drop your questions below, guys. And also, I had a question as far as doing virtual skincare consultations and virtual skincare classes. We're doing a masterclass tonight at 5 p.m. in about 2 hours, about an hour and a half actually, on that whole topic. So if you want access to that, go ahead and type hashtag Thrive below. We'll make sure you guys get an invite to that. Jennifer says, the bigger the income, the bigger the bills. New levels, new devils. Hashtag boss babe. Love it.
Amen.
That's the attitude to have. Let's see. Jennifer said, under promise and over deliver. Otherwise, you spawn disappointment. Talking about what you guys and your girls do as far as consultations.
Mhm.
Love that. Let's see what else we got, guys. Joy says, thank you so much for answering and getting back to her.
Oh, you're so welcome.
We're here for you guys, like each and every
If
one of you.
my grandfather used to tell me, if it doesn't scare you, then you're not dreaming big enough. So
Mhm.
that sickening feeling, that's fear. That's the holy shit moment. It's okay, you got to dream bigger. What
Yeah,
can I do to move past this? So,
yeah.
and trust me,
That's all you
guys,
can
I'm
do.
in the same boat y'all are right now. Like, I'm sick to my stomach over all of this, but at the same time, I also know I'm 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 the leader here. So if
Yeah.
I can't show any weakness, like it's go.
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna get the crap done I've been complaining about for the last couple of months. My back office.
Absolutely. Well, actually, you should definitely come to the class tonight too. Talk about what you and your girls can be doing to do virtual consults, prepay appointments in the future. There's still ways to make money, guys. Like we're proving it every single day. You've seen it in the elite group, Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Like people are still rocking it right now. They're still kicking butt. They're still taking names. So don't give up. Don't sit around on the couch eating Cheetos, watching Netflix. Like start working like Amanda's doing, She is
Guys,
mentally
yeah,
stressed
like
from the situation, but she's still
I
doing something.
totally. So yesterday I didn't even put makeup on. I stayed in my yoga pants. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a pity party day, and I totally
Hmm.
did. I mean, I got some work done, but so this morning I get up at 4:30, my normal time, and I'm like, you know what? Just because I'm not going to the salon doesn't mean I'm not gonna like get
I
up
mean, I
and do
don't
my
need to go to
normal
work.
routine. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I got up, I did my workout, I did my normal routine like I would when I leave the salon. I put my face on today. I did not put my hair on today because I was like, I'm not really going anywhere. So, but I did.
Still looking
I
good.
got dressed, I got out of my yoga pants, and I've been sitting at my computer for the better part of the day. Now, making phone calls, the phones still have not stopped ringing. I don't know about y'all,
Wow.
but I don't think people are listening to the news. But here's the kicker, when they're calling you to book an appointment, I don't tell them I'm closed. I tell them my first availability is X at X time.
There you
So
go.
I'm not
Still get them
telling them.
booked.
Yeah,
People are
so
used
I'm
to booking
booking.
a month in advance anyway. Like people are willing to do that. So it's like,
So
don't
yeah, when
just
I
think
tell
like
them, you know,
everything stopped. It's
when I tell
crazy.
them my first availability isn't going to be until April 18th, they're like, oh my goodness, y'all must be that good to be booked out. I'm like, of course
Mhm.
we are. knowing, know, knowing, we'll be back on the 8th,
Yeah.
but just we're booked.
Yeah.
So I'm not telling people we're closed. I'm like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
we are so booked. Our first availability.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing. Like, be that positive light in your community. Let them know you're taking the necessary
Mhm.
precautions, which I know you have done. But also, even if you're shut down for over a month in advance, it doesn't mean you can't be booking appointments. It doesn't mean you can't be selling product,
Mm-mm.
retail services now for the future. You can still
Mm-mm.
be selling. You can still be making money. You just have to get out of your own head and get off your couch and actually act like it's still time to go to work, like you said today, Amanda. Like still
Put your
waking
face
up,
on.
still getting dressed, still
I
getting
tell
to work in
everybody,
front of the computer.
like, I got to put my face on. I can't function without my face.
Well, you're looking good
So,
today, and I appreciate you
thank
being
you.
here, and I'm sure everyone else does. So give Amanda a bunch of hearts, and
Oh,
definitely
y'all are
type in
so sweet.
#live if you guys want access to some more stuff we're doing this week. We may do a little follow up on this with Amanda, put together a little cheat sheet of what she's done that worked. If you guys want access to anything at
Definitely.
all, type in #thrive below. But if you have any other questions, use this group. Type in any comments you have. Do a live video. Talk about how you're feeling right now. The best way to feel better during a time like this is to communicate with other people who are in the same shoes as you. That's why we brought Amanda on today.
Yes.
And hopefully she give you
Yes.
guys a little bit of inspiration and motivation. But I really do appreciate it. Amanda, any last comments, questions, concerns that you would like to share for anyone who's here?
Honestly, guys, I haven't known any of y'all that long, but I love y'all. Like, and I don't say that very often, but keep cheering each other on. Like that, I have learned in this group, no question is a bad question or gonna get bashed. So if you have a question, ask it. I've asked questions. Like I couldn't figure
Mhm.
out how to do that banner thing to save my life. But and it's like, guys, Alex and Jordan and Katie, they all truly do want to help you succeed. I know Bree has answered a lot of my questions. Other people in this group have. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm still new to all of this, but if I can help, reach out to me. I'll help you in any way I can. Or give you my 2 cents, because I have a lot of 2 cents.
That's awesome.
But y'all just have fun with it and don't think it has to be perfect. You'll learn to tweak things as it comes up. Just go.
Just go.
That's all I can say is just go.
Everyone type "just go" in the comments below, and we'll leave it
Exactly.
at that. I'll type it myself. But with that being said, thanks again, Amanda. Thanks so
Thank
much,
you.
everyone who came here today. If you guys are looking for more help, type in #Thrive. We'll reach out to you right after this, and let's go ahead and take it from there. Let's keep pushing, keep
Thanks,
grinding, keep rocking and
Jordan.
rolling. Appreciate it, Amanda. We'll talk very soon, okay? Keep
It
hustling.
sounds good.
It's all going to be all right.
Bye.
Talk to you later.